Hi folks, and welcome to GCSE Business. In this video I'm going to briefly look at the different reasons why you should choose GCSE Business, the overlook of the course and the overview of the different units, and then we will talk assessment at the very end. So first of all, why choose GCSE Business despite how many other choices you have to make? Because it's a difficult one, isn't it? Well, if we think about where you're going to work in the future, it's probably in a business. So if you know the internals of a business and you know how they work, then you've already got a bit of an advantage. Secondly, a large proportion of my students go through to take GCSE Business and then often go off to do degrees in things such as management and finance. So those are two quite lucrative and well sought after career options. So let's have a look at the course then. Well, there are 6 units in total in GCSE Business. The first 2 units are what we call foundational units. They underpin the entire course and both the exam papers at the end as well. Unit 1 looks at the internals of a business, the general foundational elements such as how it's owned, and stakeholders, and how things are brought together on supply chains. And then Unit 2 looks at the external environment, and that looks at things that are outside of the business controls. We touch on politics, we touch on economics, we touch on a little bit of social trends and technology. Both those units are important because they show themselves in both Paper 1 and Paper 2 at the end of Year 11. So they're really key. To make a good start in GCSE Business, the first 12 weeks are essential. As you get that knowledge right, then it underpins everything else. The next 4 units are the 4 key functional areas of a business. And this is what makes it such a desirable GCSE, because if you have a look at those 4 functional areas, so finance, marketing, operations, and human resources, you're going to probably work in one of those functional areas, and you'll know exactly what each of those areas do when you finish GCSE Business. In Year 10, we look at operations and human resources. Under operations, we touch on things like how a product's made, how a service is delivered, what's the concept of quality and customer service. And we look at the operations department and how they're important to a business. We then follow that up with human resources, about how you hire and fire employees, how you motivate employees and pay them. If you take GCSE Business, you'll have already been through the recruitment process before you're even considering getting your first part-time job. So you'll have a leg up there too. Then in Year 11, we look at finance and we look at marketing. Unfortunately, in GCSE Business, there's no personal finance, but your teachers will take time out of their curriculum to make sure you learn a little bit of personal finance so you can make good money decisions later on in life. But in terms of the GCSE, it's mostly business finance, and that's looking at things like break-even and cash flow forecasts, how to manage money within a business, and then how to make those end-of-year reports and end-of-year financial documents that any business owner and entrepreneur will have to make as well. Lastly is marketing, and that looks at market research, so how businesses conduct that and go about their ways of doing that. And then looking at the marketing mix, or the 4 Ps as they're known, how businesses communicate back towards their customers. In Year 11, we will go back over Units 1 and 2 again, because as previously stated, they're the foundational units and they're found in both exams. So that's the course as a whole. Let's talk about the assessment. There are 2 papers in total. They're out of 90 marks each, and they're 1 hour and 45 minutes long. Both papers are sat at the end of Year 11. So there's no worry about anything happening in Year 10 other than the usual end of year assessments. There's no coursework either, so it's quite high stakes because it's 2 exams. Paper 1 is Units 1 and 2, the foundational units, and operations and HR, as you can imagine. And then Paper 2 is Unit 1 and 2 again, and then finance and marketing. The overarching skills you're going to need are numeracy. We won't say maths because we know it takes or scares some people away. We'll say numeracy, the ability to do basic mathematics. Percentage changes take a great priority in our subject. And then being able to write an essay. But don't let that scare you away either, because most GCSEs, most academic subjects, require you to be able to write an essay anyway. You'll get plenty of guidance from the experts in the team, and you'll probably engage with a myriad of teachers over your time, as the Year 10 and Year 11 teachers often change over time in terms of who's teaching what, but all of the team in the department have great expertise in delivering GCSE Business. If you have any questions, please feel free to come and ask myself, Mr. Giles, or anybody in the business team, or send me an email. If you'd like to come and sit in on a lesson, then by all means ask and we'll see if we can arrange that, although I can't make any promises because there are 200 of you and only a few of us. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this video, and I'll hopefully see you in September for GCSE Business.